quite often when we talk about foods, we talk about portion sizes, right? Especially when we're eating out. We go to a restaurant, they got big portions or they got small portions. We're told to control our portion sizes. But what does this really mean, right? I kind of feel like the concept of portion control is a little bit confusing for a lot of people. So that's why I want to talk about it today. So let's get started. So when we're talking about portion sizes, we're essentially talking about how much food is on our plate. What's the volume? What's the weight? How much of it there is, right? That's the portion size of it. And now, exactly what is a portion? Well, it can be different things, right? If we talk, if we talk about like just how much food we put on our plate, and that's your portion. Well, that's kind of vague and arbitrary. Like it depends on the size of the plate you have. It depends on how high up off the plate you do it. I can do a thin layer of mashed potatoes that covers up the entire plate, or I can do half the plate but like pile it up 4 times higher, and therefore being more food. So plate size portioning is arbitrary. All right, we can't even go with that. So then we can look at like what serving sizes are, right? So if we look at something like dry pasta, a typical single serving is 56 grams, roughly 2 ounces of dry pasta. And if you were to measure that out, which I would recommend doing, because it's surprising when you look at it. Like if you don't have a kitchen scale, just get a kitchen scale. But when you look at it, you go, oh my God, that's not really enough food for anybody. But then once you cook it and it bulks up, and you add sauce or cheese or veggies or meat or a side of bread and everything, it gets a lot more like filling, and then it's fine. So that's our 2 different types of portion sizes: either the amount of food that's on our plate, or what the recommended serving size is for something. So these are great. However, we're all different, right? We're different people. We have different nutritional requirements. And so therefore what would be a correct portion size for one person could be completely different for somebody else. If you're 5 foot tall and weigh 110 pounds, your nutritional requirements are going to be different than somebody who's 6'3" and weighs 240 pounds, right? So when we're looking at that 56 grams of pasta, who is that geared towards? Like where did this number come up that this is the portion size for it? Are we splitting the difference? Is this the average height and the average weight of people? We go, well, that's what a serving size is there for. I don't know. Nobody ever talks about that. Nobody ever says, well, here's how we came up with the concept of what a portion size is. Or there's sometimes on the food guidelines and stuff, what I like more than what the portion size is basically giving a percentage of 50% should be fruits and vegetables, 25% should be like meat, something like that's fine, but it still doesn't tell you what the portion size is, and now it's just giving you a breakdown. So what I always tell people is, when it comes to portion sizes, there is no one size fits all for everybody. So you need to figure out what is the correct portion size for you. And this can be a little bit of trial and error. You need to figure out how much food is going to be enough to make you feel satiated, make you feel satisfied. Because if you feel hungry after that portion size, you're going to either eat another portion or you're going to eat something else, and you're starting to get into the risk of overeating at that point. If your portion size is too big to begin with, and you are overeating on that, then you're just going to feel full and you're going to feel gross. So you really need to play around with your portion sizes and figure out what works best for you, and also what works best for you in regards to different types of food. If you are eating say something like pasta, like something that's very carb heavy or something that has a lot of fiber, it's going to make you feel different, right? It normally takes about 20 minutes for your gut to register to your brain that you're full. Right, this was why it's a problem for like people like me that eat insanely fast. I just always have, and I don't know why. I can eat an entire meal and then not feel full at all and want to eat more, but I know better, so I don't. I've learned what my portion sizes are. So these are things that you need to play around with. When it comes to portion sizes, you need to figure out what works best for you. Don't go by what's on the box or what's on the package or what the restaurant is sending out. I've gone to restaurants where what they've sent me, I've ended up like taking home 2/3 of it and eating it for like 2 more nights because it's just way too much food for me. So you'll need to figure that out. So that is the biggest problem with the concept of control your portion sizes and having people tell you what a portion size is. We are all different. We have different nutritional needs. We eat different amounts of food. Figure out what works best for you, what size works best for you. Get a kitchen scale. I've done that before, where I will sit there and measure out where I'm only doing 16 ounces of food on a plate at a time. And from there, I can gauge what's working and what's not working. I can figure out what's the right amount for me, and depending on the type of food as well. So that's what I want you to think about today in regards to portion control. It's a trial and error type game. You need to play that with yourself and figure out what's best for you to make sure that you're not overeating, but also not undereating as well. So if you like this video, then please click the like button, share it with your friends and family. If you want to hear more of what I got to say, then subscribe, turn on notifications, and find out when new videos are coming out. And leave me some comments down below. Are you cognizant of what your portion sizes are? Do you just eat until you're completely stuffed and feel gross? Let me know. Love to hear from you. So until we speak again, be well, be safe, and be kind to everybody.